30 seconds till broadcast. Mark.
From Baumhower's Victory Grille in Auburn, Tiger Talk is on the air. Tiger Talk is presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. Tweet questions at AU Sports Network or email aubtigertalk@gmail.com. Tonight's show is also brought to you by Alabama Power. At Alabama Power, we give 100% to achieve 99.9% dependability. Our commitment helps deliver power for a better Alabama. By Wind Creek Hotel and Casino. With 3 Alabama locations in Atmore, Montgomery, and Wetumpka. You can escape every day at Wind Creek Hotel and Casino and windcreekcasino.com. The Alabama Department of Public Health. Together, we can create the best opportunity to support health and well-being for all Alabamians. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/COVID-19. And by the simple southern goodness of Golden Flake, celebrating 65 years as the official salty snack of the Auburn Tigers. Now, the host of Tiger Talk, alongside Brad Law, here's the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham.
It is game week on the Plains. The Tigers open the 2022 campaign Saturday night at Jordan-Hare Stadium, and we're here to talk about it tonight on Tiger Talk from Baumhower's Victory Grille. Good evening and War Eagle with Brad Law. I'm Andy Burcham. First this evening, volleyball head coach Brent Crouch joins to talk about his team's 4-0 start to the season. The Tigers swept Alabama State last night at Neville Arena and host Alabama A&M Tuesday night. Head football coach Brian Harson joins after the Tigers practice. Auburn gearing up for the season opener. Our coverage, of course, on Saturday begins at 3 with the Tiger Tailgate Show presented by Conecuh Sausage. TJ Finley was named QB1, and the junior signal caller joins us here tonight on Tiger Talk. Auburn's Associate Athletics Director for Operations, Jeremy Roberts, will also join to talk about game day on the Plains. We're glad to have you on the Auburn Sports Network, whether it's one of our affiliates, the Auburn Tigers app, on Facebook Live at the Auburn Tigers page, and for the first time on the Auburn Tigers YouTube channel as well. Number 11, Auburn Soccer, is hosting number 21, West Virginia at 6:30 tonight. The Tigers host Army Sunday. Cross-country runs in the Foothills Invitational tomorrow night in Oxford, Alabama. Stay tuned. We're back with Brent Crouch as Tiger Talk, presented by Alfa Insurance from Baumhower's Victory Grille, continues in a moment.
All right, everyone, let's hit the road.
Mom, who's this?
Oh, that's Michelle. She's our Alpha agent. She helped me file that auto claim fast after that accident last week, so I figured we'd bring her with us.
Breakfast burrito?
All right, 200 miles before we stop. I hope you've all used the bathroom. Michelle, you good?
Before a little thing becomes a big thing, call your Alpha agent.
Putting together a winning drive
3rd and long from the shotgun.
takes focus, determination,
There's the snap, dropping back.
and that powerful form of energy
Scrambles to his right, looking downfield.
called belief.
Launches it toward the end zone.
That belief in a team, in a community of fans, in each other.
Touchdown!
That powerful energy connects us all. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers. Power for a better Alabama.
We are the Auburn Tigers, but when we greet each other, we say War Eagle. It's unique to Auburn. It's our battle cry, a tradition that's important to us. War Eagle means you're always part of the Auburn family, no matter where you are. This is head coach Brian Harson. War Eagle.
Drive home a Ford F-150 truck today and join our family. Visit your local Ford dealer and check out the official truck of the Auburn Tigers. Auto models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
From mobile banking to retirement planning to business loans, Trustmark is the bank that fits you to a T. Trustmark. People you trust. Advice that works. Member FDIC.
Submit questions by tweeting at AU Sports Network. Now back to Tiger Talk, presented by Alfa Insurance.
Welcome back. It is our first road show of the season at Baumhower's Victory Grille off the Bent Creek exit in Auburn. Delicious food, lots of TVs, and plenty of action here always at Baumhower's Victory Grille. Tonight's show brought to you in part by Wind Creek Casino and Hotel with 3 Alabama locations in Atmore, Montgomery, and Wetumpka. You can escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and Hotel and at windcreekcasino.com. With Andy Burcham, I'm Brad Law. Joining us now, the head coach of the Auburn Volleyball Tigers, Brent Crouch. Coach, thanks very much for being with us tonight. War Eagle.
War Eagle, thanks for having me.
Your team is off to an exciting start. You had a successful 3-0 weekend in Atlanta and then won your first home match last night against Alabama State.
Yeah, it's been a great start on the road the first weekend. Had 3 matches in Atlanta and got to play most of the roster. We've got 14 players on the roster, and I think 13 got in. We have 7 freshmen on our team this year and a transfer, so over 50% of our team is new. To go on the road and get that many people in and get some experience, especially for the young players, come back with some victories. It was a great first weekend. And then last night was fantastic. We had a great crowd, pretty loud, rowdy. We played well, and it's been a great start to the season so far.
Who do you have with you tonight, Coach?
Got my wife here, Marcy Crouch, over there waving, my 2 kids, Jonathan and William. And it looks like they're eating the gooey fries that I ordered.
There you go.
And those things are good. And then I've got some wings coming my way in a minute. So
we'll let you get to that in just a moment.
Okay.
Your thoughts about last night, and you and I talk each week on This Week in Auburn Volleyball, and we talk about this team and the potential, and we know that it's a young squad. It's primarily freshmen, sophomores, a few returners, and we saw Rebecca Rath, I thought, insert herself last night like we knew she would. But when you watch this team, it's got to be exciting knowing the potential that this young team has for you right now.
Yeah, you don't have classes that come around like this very often. First with just the numbers, 7 is almost double what you would normally bring in a class. So the numbers are great, and then the athleticism, the physicality, and then the intangible piece of just they want to put Auburn volleyball at the level that we expect all the sports programs here at Auburn to be. They signed up to do that, and so far the work ethic is there. And then when you go to the games, you see 6'6", 6'3",
right.
6'2", jumping out of the gym, taking rips. It's cool.
10 of the 13 players on your roster are underclassmen. When we've documented the youth of this team. I would imagine that in a first weekend, not inconsistency, but maybe more consistency is what you're looking for in this early part of the season. In what ways did you see that last night against Alabama State?
Yeah, the offense was a lot better last night. We run an offense kind of like football where you've got wide receivers that are running routes and they're taking a certain number of steps before they hook or they, whatever they do, wide receivers. And then you got, quarterbacks doing a 3-step drop, and they have all these timing patterns where it's exactly the same in volleyball. We've got outside hitters that are running certain routes and they got to be at certain places at certain times. And then you've got the setter that needs to deliver it just like a quarterback. And it takes a long time to develop that kind of consistency where everybody's, in a rhythm when they're attacking. And, we definitely saw nerves the first weekend with all the young players. We had 4 or 5 freshmen on the court almost all the time that first weekend. And then last night, too, it was mostly 4 freshmen out there, then a couple other players. To see the offense kind of come around a little bit. And first and second set in particular, we were hitting really well. And the freshman Maddie Shear hit 500. And you don't need to know volleyball stats to know that 500 is good if you're in baseball. If you're a baseball hitter, and you're hitting 500, it's pretty much the same in volleyball. If you're hitting 500 in volleyball, then you're All-American first team and you're winning national championships. And for her to do that last night as a freshman was really exciting to see from the offensive side.
Ready for a question from the audience?
Absolutely.
All right, go ahead, Jacob.
Julie from Arizona leading us off. Coach, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
With all the talent that you have now with the underclassmen, it seems to me like Rebecca Rath has really gotten more comfortable in her own skin. Like she doesn't have to be everything to the team now. Could you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Last year, she got more than maybe half the attempts if we go through all of the stats. And I was really excited this year to be able to surround her with some help. And she's not carrying the load so much offensively. She still hit I think she hit 480 last night. And I think she still might have led the team in kills at 14, but Madison was at 12. Akasha had 6 or 7, had a few from Chelsea. It definitely is a lot more balanced this year, and the load is off her shoulders in a way that it wasn't last year. And so I expect her to have a great year. Just getting help like that, it just makes it so much better for her, and it just makes it so much more difficult for teams to scheme against us. They can't load up on her anymore. We can set other people, and yeah. I'm glad you noticed that. I think so, too.
It was a good, insightful question, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We tend to get those here at Baumhower's Victory Grill. And we'll go get another one right now. Jacob, we got Herb. Yeah.
Hi, Coach. Speaking of the young team, it seemed like they're really gelling and communicating, working well so far. Few mistakes last night, but that's good. You can improve. But my question is on the roster. You mentioned you had 14. Seemed like the other team last night had like 24. Are you on your limit, or they just had some extras, or what?
Yeah, I think the average roster size is between 16 and 17 in the NCAA, so we're on the lower end of that, and they're on the upper end on their end. It's just kind of different coaching philosophies, I think, a little bit. There's 12 scholarships we can give out, so any team that has more than 12 has walk-ons on their team, okay? For me, I really like it when everyone on the team has a pretty good defined role. And as the team starts getting more than 14, 15, 16, then it's hard to travel them all the time. It's hard to get them the kind of reps they need in practice. It's hard. It's just same with the classroom, right? The smaller the classroom, the better the teaching. It's just like that with teams. So I like rosters that are a little bit smaller. We'll end up with probably closer to 15 or 16 as the years go on the next 2 years. But you're right on. That was a big roster last night.
Another really good question. Appreciate that, Herb. Again, if you've got questions for our guests tonight, raise your hand. Jacob will come to you with a wireless microphone. No match this weekend. What's the plan for the team as you continue to improve and look toward Tuesday, which will be, goodness, the only time fans can come out and see your team at home for almost a month.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. We've got a match. Like you said, we've got Alabama A&M Tuesday next week. We had a practice today, kind of a light one. Where we're starting to set up the next few days of training before Tuesday based on what we saw last night, and we want to get better at defense, in particular blocking. So we started working on that today. Practicing in tomorrow. We're off Saturday, and everyone's going to go cheer the football team on, and that'll be exciting for them and us. And hopefully for the football team, they can hear us a little bit, going crazy in the stands. And then we're at home, and we want everybody to come on out because you're right. We're going to be on the road most of the time in the preseason, and that was on purpose. As much as we love playing at Neville Arena and hearing the support from the fans, when your team is really, really young, especially with freshmen, you can spend so much more time with them when you travel. There are no limits to the amount of time you can spend. When you're at home, there's NCAA limits. So when you're on the road, you can sit on the bus with them, you can talk to them, you can watch more video, you can practice a little bit more, you can have more team meals together, and that was important for us when we were scheduling this fall. So while it's not so great for the fans in the preseason, it's good for long-term development with our team to be on the road this much early.
Of this young class, this big freshman class, how many were you able, if you are able, how many were you able to get in January to go through your spring practices?
Yeah, well, one came, Kendall Kemp.
All right.
Yeah, she came in January. She's 6'6" middle, and
SEC Freshman of the Week.
SEC Freshman of the Week, along with the setter at Florida. So big recognition for her, and of course it helped her to be here in the spring. It's difficult to bring people in that early. They've got to graduate early, and there's scholarship limitations around that. But as the program develops, we hope to do that more and more often. Yeah.
Coach, thank you very much for being with us. We hope we get a chance to visit with you again soon. All the best to you as you go throughout this year. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Enjoy your wings.
Thanks so much.
And whatever gooey fries are left. That's Auburn volleyball coach Brent Crouch here with us. His Tigers are 4-0 Tuesday night at home, Neville Arena against Alabama A&M. Appreciate him coming by. While we have a moment, let's tell you about something else that's going on, some of the other events going on the Plains this weekend. It is presented by Auburn-Opelika Tourism. AOtourism.com to find the full listing of the events going on in the Auburn-Opelika area surrounding any game day. Of course, Fridays before home games are fun because you get the football fans in feathers at the Southeastern Raptor Center. It's a Raptor show. And
yeah, it's not just Eagles.
No.
It's all kinds of Raptors.
Harrigan Falcons.
Owls.
Hawks.
Vultures.
Right.
There we go.
There you are. It's and tickets are $8 a person. They can be purchased in advance. And again, AOtourism.com is the way to go to find out more information about that. Events in downtown Auburn and downtown Opelika as well on game weekends. Fridays from 5 to 9. Downtown Auburn, come home to the corner. And in Opelika from 5 p.m. until midnight, Food Truck Friday in downtown Opelika. AOtourism.com is where to go to find all the events going on a game day here in Auburn. When we come back, we're going to talk some Auburn football. Head coach Brian Harson joins the show shortly. We welcome your questions here at Baumhower's Victory Grille in Auburn via Twitter, at AU Sports Network. You can also leave questions in the comments on the Facebook feed tonight, the Auburn Tigers Facebook page, or indeed the Auburn Tigers YouTube channel where we're broadcasting live as well.
That's brand new.
It is brand new. First time tonight.
Right.
We look great, too.
Do we?
I think so.
Okay.
Don't you?
I don't know.
What are you eating tonight?
I'm either going fish tacos or the Bada Bing pizza.
The Bada Bing.
Haven't made up my mind yet.
I went Bam Bam chicken tonight. Fried chicken breast, Bam Bam sauce, wild rice, broccoli.
Fabulous.
That was a hit.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a time out, talk some Auburn football. When we come back, it is Tiger Talk. It is live at Baumhower's Victory Grille in Auburn, and this is the Auburn Sports Network.
The Auburn Tigers Today podcast keeps you plugged into the Tigers like nowhere else, with Andy Burcham's weekly coaches interviews, post-game audio, and Jacob Hellman's comprehensive This Week in Auburn Athletics feature. It's the only podcast that keeps you current on everything happening around Auburn athletics, from Jordan Hare to Neville Arena and beyond. Just like and subscribe to Auburn Tigers Today podcast.
This is head coach Brian Harson. I've been around cars all my life. Working on them, racing them, taught me about being prepared, pay attention to details, and do things the right way. That's why I drive an F-150 pickup, because Ford does things the right way too. They designed F-150 to be powerful, smart, and always game day ready. That's why Ford F-150 is the official truck of the Auburn Tigers. Visit your local Ford dealer today. War Eagle.
Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
Things we take for granted, ordinary opportunities for parents and their children, can be a foster child's extraordinary. You have the power to do something positive that will change the life of a young person right here in Alabama. Open your heart and open your home to a foster child today. For more information, visit www.dhr.alabama.gov or call 1-866-64-AL-KIDS. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
It's a great day for Auburn Tigers to get vaccinated. COVID and flu vaccines are an important tool to help stop the pandemic. The Alabama Department of Public Health is offering the COVID and flu vaccines to anyone 6 months and older. COVID and flu. The COVID and flu vaccines are safe, effective, and free. COVID and flu are still on the rise. Don't let COVID and flu stop you from supporting your favorite team. Continue to help protect yourself, your friends, and our campus by getting the COVID and flu vaccines. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
Welcome back on Tiger Talk from Baumhower's Victory Grille, of course, presented by Alfa Insurance, along with Brad Law. I'm Andy Burcham. Did you know that the same people who installed the sound system at Jordan Hare Stadium and run the sound at each home game are also available for your special event? Auburn AV can handle any size event, even if you bring 87,000 of your closest friends. Visit auburnav.com to see all of their audio-video solutions. Please welcome Auburn football head coach Brian Harson to Tiger Talk tonight. War Eagle.
Good to be here, War Eagle.
Glad to have you here.
Yeah. How about this? This is great.
Yeah, just a few people excited about the start of the season.
I don't know.
I am too.
Is it? It for me this week? It just drags. I can't wait to get to Saturday. Is that like for you?
No, it actually. Okay. Well, I think we're all tired of practicing.
Yeah.
And we need a little more time. We actually just finished up practice, which is a really important day for us on Thursday. And tomorrow we'll clean things up, and then it's time to go play. But I'm excited to see our guys get out there in the football field. I know they're tired of practicing. I know they want to go play and put all that hard work onto the football field and make everybody in here proud and everybody in Jordan-Hare Stadium proud. And it's that time of year. It's time to go out there and play college football and for us to get on that football field and go cut it loose.
Coach Brian Harson is with us tonight. If you have questions in the audience, just raise your hand. We have Jacob Hillman, who has the wireless microphone, and he will come to you, and we'll get your question on there about football or whatever else. I got a question about the game day routine. We're talking about sitting around and waiting on game day. What is your game day routine? Do you have the same routine for every game? Just personally?
It depends on game time. And those 11 o'clock games, things happen really, really fast. But your afternoon and evening games, we'll get up and we'll have breakfast together. We have a walkthrough, and we put the final touches on the game plan before the players get a chance to go have a little bit of a break. And during that time, I'll usually go do something physical, go work out, go run, spend some time with the coaches, relax a little bit, and then just go back through the game plan and catch up with family. You usually have a lot of family coming to games, so text messages, phone calls, some of the things you didn't have a chance to do earlier in the week, and then probably a little bit of recruiting before you step out there one more time for a walkthrough and bring everybody together for the dinner, and then away we go. But it's actually an enjoyable day. One of the best parts of our schedule is when you get to Friday and you're in the hotel and you have Saturday, there's really not a lot to do other than just being with the guys and some camaraderie and really just staying focused for the game. So to me, we all like that. I know the coaches look forward to it. We probably get the best rest on Friday nights and maybe a nap every now and then on Saturday before we go out there and play.
Message to your team, especially whether it's in the hotel, in the locker room, is that something that you work on through the week? Is it something that comes to you? How do you handle that?
Well, it really ties into the theme when we start on Sunday. And we always have a theme. I've always had a theme every week. This is what we're focused on. We're obviously talking about our opponent, but what's the theme for us? Is it urgency? Is it effort? Is it focus? Whatever we need to make sure that we're handling, that becomes part of that message. There's a little rah-rah and all that when you get there, but you kind of gauge your team in pregame. When you're out there, you kind of know they're lathered up and ready to go, and there's not a whole lot to say, and very rarely do you need to say things. And sometimes coming right off the field, I might grab the guys because right then and there they're ready to go, and I just got to say a few words because I just want them to run on the field and get ready to play, or we'll do it right before we go onto the football field. So I kind of just play that by ear a little bit when we get out there. But ultimately, if we prepared properly, that's payday for our players. That's what I tell those guys. It's your chance to go out there and really have those 4 hours to cut it loose and play the game, and we're going to support you on the sideline. And so if they're ready to go, there's not a whole lot to say. You can look in their eyes and say you're ready and bring it up, break it down on family, and get ready to go out there and whoop somebody.
There you go. Mercer's the team you whooped this Saturday.
Mercer, yes, it is. That's that's the focus.
All right. We'll have questions from the audience. We're at Baumhower's Victory Grill. This is Tiger Talk. Stay tuned. Tiger Talk continues in a moment.
We've all fallen into boring routines. We just keep doing what has to get done. Isn't it time to escape the old routine and make time for yourself? Make time to go out with old friends. Make time to add excitement back into your life. Make time to feel like a winner again. Life is more fun when you live it. So what are you waiting for? Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and windcreekcasino.com.
Tiger fans, it's game day. Time to put on the team colors, set up the tailgate, and enjoy some football. Of course, no tailgate is complete without Golden Flake snacks. From our crispy potato chips, our light and airy pork skins, to our deliciously cheesy cheese puffs, you're certain to score big. So grab a bag of Golden Flake or any of our delicious snacks from the Utz family of brands. It's game time. Tailgate with Golden Flake, celebrating 65 years as the official salty snack of the Auburn Tigers.
It's a great day for Auburn Tigers to get vaccinated. COVID and flu vaccines are an important tool to help stop the pandemic. The Alabama Department of Public Health is offering the COVID and flu vaccines to anyone 6 months and older. COVID and flu. The COVID and flu vaccines are safe, effective, and free. COVID and flu are still on the rise. Don't let COVID and flu stop you from supporting your favorite team. Continue to help protect yourself, your friends, and our campus by getting the COVID and flu vaccines. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
Hey, I'm Charles Barkley. Call for a Redmont and water at bars and restaurants throughout the great state of Alabama. Redmont Vodka, available at select ABC stores and package stores. Redmont Vodka is 8 times distilled, gluten-free, and is made from non-GMO corn. Looking to support a local business? Redmont Distilling is Alabama proud and minority owned. Learn more online at redmontdistilling.com.
Working unsafely around underground utilities could put you at risk for outages, injury, and loss of life. Don't risk it. Alabama 811 plays a vital role in taking the request to have the underground utilities marked. It's free, it's simple, it's the law. Visit al811.com for more info.
Submit questions by tweeting at AU Sports Network. Now back to Tiger Talk, presented by Alfa Insurance.
And we're back at Baumhower's Victory Grille. It is the first show on location this year. We're here on Thursdays before every home game this year, and we are looking forward to that. We're joined by head football coach Brian Harson, and we've got a couple of segments left here with Coach Harson, and we welcome your questions here in the audience, also via Twitter or email, aubtigertalk@gmail.com. Tonight's show is presented by Alfa Insurance. Don't get tackled by inadequate insurance coverage. Safeguard your home, car, business, and more with Alfa Insurance. Before the little things become big things, visit alfainsurance.com. Back to the crowd we go. Jacob has Herb again.
Hey, Coach, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
You've been with us about, 18, 19 months now.
About right.
Is there anything that you've thought about in your philosophy about running a program, or even your tactical philosophy of day-to-day, now that you've been here, that you've tweaked a little bit because of the new SEC environment?
Sure. Yeah, great question. Absolutely. I think the one thing about me is I love learning, and you get into a new environment, you get around new players, you have new coaches on your staff, you have a larger staff than what I've had before, and then just the footprint for recruiting as well. All those things. It's not just the X's and O's, it's the day-to-day operation really of getting everybody to be focused on the task at hand, and somebody's recruiting at all times during the day. Some coaches are putting together the game plans. Players are working out. You got strength coaches. And so you learn a lot along the way just how your people operate. And as a leader, you got to make adjustments. All right, what really works for us? And sometimes what worked for you at one place doesn't always work at another, and that's okay. It's just a different environment, and you got to figure that out with your people. And that's really what it comes down to me, is what do we have to do at Auburn to be successful? And you learn that over time, and then you apply it, and you keep tweaking and adjusting. And so I'm a big believer there's a better way. I'm gonna incorporate that into what we do. And, that way as a leader, you keep your eyes wide open to, are we doing the right things? And if there's something better that we can be doing, let's add it into what we are doing. And so I think that showed up the last 18, 19 months. I think where our team's at, where the culture's at, where the environment we have each and every day, where we're heading in recruiting right now as well, has really picked up. So those things to me are showing up, and we got to keep getting better at it. We're not there yet, but that's something that I feel like we've made a lot of improvements in.
All right, back to the audience. Jacob, go ahead.
Here's Buster.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good, Buster. How are you?
Fine. Good to see you. With the undersized offensive line of Mercer, will that affect your defensive rotation any differently than against like an SEC big offensive line, or how will it work? Will you spread them out, or what, to get more edge stuff?
Yeah, well, I think right now in the first game, we're going to operate like it really doesn't matter who we're playing. And let me just say this. I watched Mercer. Mercer does a really good job. They're coached well. Their kids play really hard. And that's the one thing that stands out. And you watched them against Alabama last year, and they played very hard. So they know what they're doing. For us, it's really about us. And I believe that in the first couple games of the year, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You got to rotate guys like you're going to rotate them all through the season. You got to get into that pattern so they understand this is how we're going to play. And what happens early in the year is you have most of your guys are healthy, fresh, and ready to go play. What you don't know is going to happen by 4, 5, and 6 is, hopefully you don't have any injuries. Hopefully you have a healthy squad out there, and that changes your rotation. So right now, we'll get our guys in, get them out. We're going to have a couple different groups on the D-line playing. We need to, just so we can be fresh, fast, and we can apply the pressure in the run game. We can apply the pressure in the pass game. And then we'll see how the game goes and who's kind of playing well and keep them in maybe a little bit more and see what Mercer's trying to do to us, how they're going to attack us. So it's really about us right now because you still don't know. Mercer played a game, but you still don't know in the first few games exactly what you're going to get. So you got to be ready to just handle your business with your squad and make sure you're doing the right things you think you have to do to win.
No question that Mercer team took care of its business in its Week 0 win against Morehead State.
Yeah, they really did. I'll tell you what I told our guys. It's hard to score 63 points on air for some teams. Yeah. And I mean that. I really am. I'm impressed. I'm impressed how they're coached. I'm impressed how they play. They believe in what they're doing, and that makes a dangerous team. When you have a team that believes in what they're doing and they play hard for 4 quarters, you got to be ready to go out there and play your best football, and that's exactly what we've seen from these guys.
One more segment with Coach Harson coming up after another timeout. We'll get in a few more questions in the audience and got some tickets to give away as well.
Oh, really?
Absolutely, to Saturday's game against Mercer. Stay with us. More from Baumhower's Victory Grill straight ahead. This is Tiger Talk, and this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Check out the Talking Tigers podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. The Talking Tigers podcast is a series of one-on-one interviews hosted by the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham. Each week, Andy is joined by a featured guest with Auburn ties from athletics, entertainment, and other walks of life. Past legends and present trailblazers, insightful and entertaining. It's the Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham. Like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts today.
The 2-minute warning, the caution flag, the 4. At PNC Bank, we believe in the power of a helpful watch out. That's why we created Low Cash Mode, the new financial watch out that gives you multiple options and at least 24 hours of extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Low Cash Mode on Virtual Wallet from PNC Bank. Available on all virtual wallet products. To learn more, visit pnc.com/lowcashmode. Copyright 2021, the PNC Financial Services Group, Inc. All rights reserved. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Hey, I'm Charles Barkley. Call for a Redmont and water at bars and restaurants throughout the great state of Alabama. Redmont Vodka, available at select ABC stores and package stores. Redmont Vodka is 8 times distilled, gluten-free, and is made from non-GMO corn. Looking to support a local business? Redmont Distilling is Alabama proud and minority owned. Learn more online at redmontdistilling.com.
Football is back on the plains, and there's nothing like Saturday night in Jordan-Hare. The 2022 season opens at home on Saturday, September 3rd at 6 p.m. as the Tigers host Mercer for the annual Wear White game. For tickets and more information, visit aubtix.com or call the ticket office at 1-855-AUB-2010. That's the 2022 Auburn football home opener versus Mercer on September 3rd at 6 p.m. for the Wear White game. Buy your tickets today. Whoa, Rico.
Hey, we're back on Tiger Talk. We're at Baumhower's Victory Grill, Bent Creek exit in Auburn. Saturday football kicks it off against Mercer at 6 o'clock Central Time. We'll be on the air at 3 with a loaded Tiger tailgate show. We have special guests, former players from as recently as last year. Chandler Wooten is going to be one of the guys who's on the tailgate show with us Saturday. And
that'd be awesome.
Lots of other guys, too.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Speaking of a lot of fun, let's go back out to the audience here. Jacob, who do we have?
This is Sandy.
Hey, Coach, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Sandy Healy from Auburn, and just wanted to lighten it up a little bit about the sports coming up, but we moved here from Denver, Colorado, and very close to Boise. We used to go through Boise all the time, and there's a little town called Eagle north of Boise.
That's right.
And there's a place called DeBardonnais that's a restaurant there. We love it. Have you ever been there or seen it?
I lived right by it.
All right. Well,
yeah, I was about
great
2 miles from it, so I know it is a good place. Great restaurant.
What was it known for?
Well, really beer.
Oh,
is what it was.
Oh, it's a wonderful place.
They make their own beer, but
okay.
They actually have food. It's really good food, and there's a river. That's the Boise River's right next to it.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful location. So you remember that. It's just kind of tucked away, and it's got some great just visuals and all that stuff around it and everything. So, I mean, it's a beautiful place.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
It was a
Good
beautiful
memory.
place and very restful. Thank you.
Yeah, they still got it there, too. Good question.
That is a great question. In fact, it's such a great question, Sandy. We're going to give you some tickets to Saturday's game.
Hello.
4 tickets to Saturday's game going to Sandy, and we have another 4-pack of tickets that we'll give away as well. A couple of more minutes if others in the audience have questions for Coach Harson. Coach, we're going to talk to TJ Finley here on the show in just a little while. Tremendous young man, and he has a great opportunity for you on Saturday.
He does, and I'm really proud of TJ. He's come a long way since January, and that's exactly what you should do in a second-year system, and being a guy that, I think really developed over that period of time and understands what we're doing, and you see that on the football field, and I'm excited to go watch him play. I know he is as well. And we brought some other guys in to compete, and competition brings out the best in most, and I think it did in that room. And so, let's go out there and cut it loose and have some fun. And he's going to operate and put us in the right position to make plays and make sure that we're out there trying to score some points on Saturday. And so far, what I've seen in practice, done a really good job of that.
You mentioned during the press conference on Monday, it was a very profound yet simple statement. Players are allowed to improve from one season to the other.
You know what? I mean, doing this a long time, I've answered a lot of these questions, and all you can do is go off what you've seen last season with a lot of players, not just our quarterbacks in particular, but what do you think people do? All right, they improve, they get better. They're spending time on developing themselves, and you got a guy going that's 18 to 19 to 19 to 20 and 20 to 21. They get bigger, stronger, faster, smarter. They work harder. They get more mature. They have aha moments. And that's what I get to do on a day-to-day basis. I get to see guys develop and improve, and we document our lives every day. Everything we do is on film. And so you see the progression of the players in the weight room, on the football field. And I'm a big believer in people. I just think people get better. I think that's the whole purpose of life, is making progress, right? That's really what it is. So that is the word. That's the word we use really from January until now, is progress, that we're making that every single day. And so I've seen it from our players. I've seen it from our team, and we're definitely going to go see it on Saturday. I'm very confident in this group.
One last question from the audience for Coach Harson. It comes from Julie.
Coach, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
My question is about the transfers that have come in. How is the synergy between them and the existing returning players, and who has surprised you the most?
Yeah, great question. Well, I think the synergy between all of them is great because the leadership of Owen Papo, Derek Hall, John Samuel Shanker, I mean, those are guys, that's why they're voted captains, because they got to bring everybody together. And so you have new players, but they're great people. And I think they've done a really good job of just adapting to the things that we want to do. One guy that's really stood out, he wasn't here until all the way at the end of summer, is Keontae Scott. All right, and he's not a transfer. He's a junior college player, but I think he's done a very good job. Some of our young players, Damari Alston, Camden Brown, have done an excellent job. And then Eugene Asante at linebacker, who is a transfer, one of those players. Marcus Bragg, who comes in and helps us on the edge. So there's some guys back there that have transferred in that are going to play for us. And one really in particular that I'm really excited about is Jason Jones. Mm-hmm. Jason Jones on the defensive line, because that's always an area that you want to make sure on your football team is playing at a high level. And Marcus Harris, Jason Jones, Marquise Burks, Colby Wooden, those guys right there anchoring that D-line. And then you got Jeffrey Imba. But Jason has done a really good job. I love Jason. I think he's a fantastic person. I love the way he works. And he's one of those guys that you want on your football team. And so I'm excited to watch him go out there and play because he's a big dude. You ain't going to miss him, I can tell you that. When he's on the football field, you will not miss him. But the way that he's really handled himself, this whole transition I've been super impressed, and I just love that kid, and I'm excited to watch him play.
Thank you for your time tonight. Look forward to Saturday. We'll see you at the ballpark.
Absolutely.
All right?
Hey, War Eagle, everybody. Thank you.
Tigers head coach Brian Harson joining us. TJ Finley is next at Baumhower's Victory Grill. Tiger Talk continues in a moment.
Communities don't just happen. They're built by people. From the big moments to the small acts of kindness. It's the authentic connections we make that define us. At Alfa Insurance, we know that every day you're building things that are worth protecting. Because for us, this is more than coverage. It's who we are. Alfa Insurance, building tomorrow together.
The 2-minute warning, the caution flag, the 4. At PNC Bank, we believe in the power of a helpful watch out. That's why we created Low Cash Mode, the new financial watch out that gives you multiple options and at least 24 hours of extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Low Cash Mode on Virtual Wallet from PNC Bank. Available on all virtual wallet products. To learn more, visit pnc.com/lowcashmode. Copyright 2021, the PNC Financial Services Group, Inc. All rights reserved. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
The heat is on, and it's always better in a new Kia from KiaofAuburn.com. Start with the all-new Kia Sportage. It's here, and you'll be ready for anything. Plus, at KiaofAuburn.com, you can custom order your new Kia just the way you want. Or shop our selection of certified pre-owned Kias, where you get more for less. Selection, price, trade-in value. This summer, you get it all at KiaofAuburn.com. Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one. Excludes tax registration fee. Title and $5.99 dealer admin fee. Expires 9/6/22.
Things we take for granted, ordinary opportunities for parents and their children, can be a foster child's extraordinary. You have the power to do something positive that will change the life of a young person right here in Alabama. Open your heart and open your home to a foster child today. For more information, visit www.dhr.alabama.gov or call 1-866-64-AL-KIDS. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
This is the Auburn Sports Network, and you're listening to Tiger Talk. Back to Brad and Andy.
From Baumhower's Victory Grill, first time back at Baumhower's. Glad to be here. We're here on Thursday nights prior to every home football game this season. And please welcome Auburn's QB1. He also wears number 1. TJ Finley joins us on Tiger Talk tonight.
How about that?
Welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I jokingly said, look, you're not going to be intimidated by the camera right here in front of your face. No, I'm used to it.
Absolutely.
To just talk a little bit, TJ, about all the work that you have put in to get better, some of the areas of emphasis, and how rewarding it is. Being named the starter is not the end of the journey, but it has to be rewarding to know that work has paid off at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the media does a great job of letting me know what I need to work on. So I've taken that into account, and I've put in the work. We preach every day, go 1-0. And one of the big things that I like that Coach Harson that says every day in meetings and things of that nature is win the next 4 hours. So I implemented that into my summer regimen and things of that nature. So, I think I've improved in a lot of areas that I need to improve in, and ultimately that led me to where I'm at now.
TJ, how different is it for you knowing you're going into this season as the starting quarterback as opposed to taking over for when Bo was injured a year ago?
Yeah, absolutely. Just me personally, last year, I don't think I was mentally or physically ready to take on the leadership role of that team where they needed me to be. But the work I've put in this year, just physically and mentally getting myself prepared to be the number one guy each and every game and preparing like a starter and things of that nature, I think I'm ready. And it's a big difference, especially confidence-wise.
We're excited to see more of TJ, the quarterback, on the field. Let us get to know TJ, the young man, a little bit. You come from, obviously, just outside of Baton Rouge, Ponchatoula High School.
Yes, sir.
Tell people who aren't familiar about Ponchatoula High School.
Yeah, so we're one of the only schools in that area, so a lot of kids are there. We're a 5A school, which is the biggest classification in Louisiana. But it's mainly known for its academics, so it was very, very challenging at times, but it allowed me to get a lot of credits going into LSU. That's where I attended my freshman year of college. But transfer a lot of credits from high school to college just because of the strenuous academic course.
it's one of the most demanding schools academically, and you had to put in a lot of work to be able to graduate in December and enroll early in college. Says something a little bit about that work ethic, even going back to high school.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right. Talk about, if you would, that wide receiver core. I think we're all anxious to see those guys stepping up on the perimeters for you this season. Talk about your work this season, so far with that wide receiving core.
Yeah, those guys are unbelievable. They put in work day in and day out. This summer was a heck of a summer. Those guys were on the field every day. And last year, I can tell you the difference between the team last year and this year. Last year when we had summer workouts, after summer workouts, we got the guys together, and we might have had 3 receivers, 4 receivers out there. But this year we had every single one. We had the walk-on guys, we had the scholarship guys, we had the starters, the backups, everybody just out there wanting to get better. And we also had the youngest guys wanting to push the older guys to get better. So those guys are going to be special this year, and we need them to be special this year to be successful.
Talk about the work that you've put in with Tate. Obviously, we know Nick gave so much to the program and had so much experience. Tate Johnson now steps in, your starting center. You got to have a really good relationship with your starting center.
Yeah, absolutely. Me and Tate has gotten to know each other for a while now. Like I said, we were here last year together. But Tate is an amazing guy. He's an amazing center. And, we work day in and day out, getting snaps together. I take him to lunch here and there, get him some food and things of that nature. But he's going to be amazing for us.
That's a smart thing to do. You want that guy, right?
Absolutely.
TJ's a smart guy.
We've established that.
Right, yeah.
TJ, as you look at this game this week, kind of take us through what these next couple days will be like for you. How much are you looking forward to being out there on Saturday night?
I cannot wait. And I'm trying to take it day by day, but it's itching that tomorrow isn't Saturday. But the preparation is just as fun as getting out there Saturday and cutting it loose. Just sitting down and breaking down film and being able to dissect an opponent, to me, is just as fun as going out there and actually doing it. So I'm enjoying the process right now because I won't play football forever. So this process right now that I'm going through, I'm enjoying it. And like I said, I cannot wait till Saturday.
How different is this offense going in with Coach Keesaw now as your quarterback's coach and your offensive coordinator going into year number 2 for you?
Yeah, it's not that different. Coach Keesaw was around last year a whole lot.
Right.
He had input a lot last year as well. But it's all the same terminology. Of course, there's some wrinkles here and wrinkles there, but that's each year. You go into offense and there's different wrinkles here and there. But Coach Harson has done a great job of maintaining some similarities from last year to this year. So I think that's a very good positive for us.
Let's go out to the audience now. Jacob, we have somebody with a question for TJ.
Yes, Kelvin.
Good evening, TJ. How are you this evening?
Good evening. I'm great. How are you?
Here's my question. You've been here in the system for a year now.
Yes, sir.
So as far as your leadership responsibilities on the team, how did you go about galvanizing your teammates to follow you and to believe in the system as well?
Yeah, I think that goes with just knowing your stuff. I think that goes with guys seeing you put in the work day in and day out, being the first one in, last one out, being early to meetings, being early to weights, being early to team runs and things of that nature, just busting your butt each and every day. And I think guys respect that. I think winning the locker room is all about respect. It's not about how big you are, how fast you are, how far you can throw a ball. It's really all about respect. And one thing I like about myself that I tend to work on a lot is getting to know each and every person in the locker room. Each person has a different background. Each person has a different story. And if those players see you trying to get to know them, it could be just a 2-second conversation, not even talking about football. But as long as you let those players know that you're there for them, and if they need anything outside of football, that you're there, I think that helps a lot.
TJ, you mentioned that football doesn't last forever. For you, obviously, we hope it lasts a long time. But as you look even further into the future, what do you want to do with the platform? What ultimately would you like to do after football?
Yeah, I'm big on my faith in God. So one thing that I would do most definitely is start up a youth leadership group. Just being able to influence the youth in positive ways in that area. Other than that, honestly, I really don't know. Like, I'm still figuring it out. Like you just said, I hope football lasts for me a long time, but, eventually it will end. And I think I'll just figure it out as I go.
Faith says it's okay not to know right now.
Absolutely.
Right? All right. TJ, thank you very much for being
Thank
with
you.
us. All the best Saturday and all year long.
I appreciate it. War Eagle.
TJ Finley, QB1 for the Auburn Tigers, with us here on Tiger Talk. We'll take a break. When we come back, Jeremy Roberts, Associate AD for Operations, will tell us about game day on the Plains in 2022. Stick around. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Live Sports Radio, bringing you all the action of game day with no delay. Every touchdown, tackle, sideline report, and all the analysis from Andy Burcham, Stan White, and Ronnie Brown with no delay. At home and on the road, $25 new or $10 to reprogram the one you already have. Also, use it for every broadcast of home men's and women's basketball, baseball, and softball games, all with no delay with Live Sports Radio, presented by Alfa Insurance.
Tiger fans, it's game day. Time to put on the team colors, set up the tailgate, and enjoy some football. Of course, no tailgate is complete without Golden Flake snack. From our crispy potato chips, our light and airy pork skins, to our deliciously cheesy cheese puffs, you're certain to score big. So grab a bag of Golden Flake or any of our delicious snacks from the Utz family of brands. It's game time. Tailgate with Golden Flake, celebrating 65 years as the official salty snack of the Auburn Tigers.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Download the Auburn Game Day app. Find tickets, skip concession lines, be a part of game day giveaways, shop the latest Auburn gear, stay current with a comprehensive social media stream, participate in game day light shows, plus listen to every Auburn Sports Network broadcast, even when multiple games are happening simultaneously on the official mobile app of Auburn Athletics, the Auburn Game Day app. Get it today.
Welcome back on Tiger Talk. Final segment from Baumhower's Victory Grill. We're on the air Saturday at 3 with the Tiger Tailgate Show presented by Conecuh Sausage as Auburn plays host to Mercer. Auburn's Associate Athletics Director for Game Operations, Jeremy Roberts, is our guest tonight. JR, folks may not realize just how many folks it takes at Auburn to put on a game day Saturday. It's a lot of folks, isn't it?
Absolutely, Andy and Brad. Appreciate y'all having me. And really, this is the first time since 2019 that we've not come into a season with some type of COVID restriction. So really looking forward to Jordan-Hare Stadium on Saturday night and campus tomorrow and all day Saturday. Should be a great day for us. But to your point on the number of people, it's not an Auburn athletics event. It's a City of Auburn, Opelika, Lee County, State of Alabama event. You know, we're depending on a lot of partner agencies from the law enforcement side. Obviously, our relationship with the City of Auburn is very important to us. Auburn University, facilities management, all the people that don't work for athletics that have a big part in our game day. It's important for us to maintain a great line of communication with them and make sure that they have all the information that they need to help us be successful on game day. We come into our season, we start planning almost immediately after the last game of the previous year, and we spent a lot of time this year. You know, there's some things that happened last year at the last game where some people kind of were not parked where they were supposed to be, which made people go in the road walking, and cars and pedestrians don't really mix very well. So when you come onto campus here in the next 5 weeks, you're going to see some restricted parking areas that maybe weren't there last year, and we just are emphasizing the number of public parking spaces that are available, where those are, and then also the opportunity if you choose to purchase parking. It's all right there on our AUB Game Day website, and the more you prepare, just like you are supposed to load your tickets into your phone before you get there, go ahead and look for your parking option before you come onto campus, and that will hopefully make it a better experience for our fans.
because it is the first game day in 3 years without any type of restrictions. I guess what are the key themes or thoughts fans need to have in mind as they come in? I mean, they still need to allocate time in order to have bags checked or have their clear bag, make sure everything's in their clear bag. They need to allocate for time to get into the stadium in time for the game.
Right. Fortunately, here at Auburn, our pregame with our band and the Eagle Flight is something that people really want to be a part of.
Sure.
So our fans are really trained to come in and be there at that 20-minute mark so they can see the Eagle, they can see the band come on the field. So clear bags, walk through metal detectors. We're actually going to open our student gates 15 minutes earlier this year. Go ahead and get our students in, kind of clear up that east side right there where you guys do the pregame show, and go ahead and get them in. When our team comes in from Tiger Walk, we'll have a packed student section, and that'll allow us to maybe mobilize some different areas of the stadium and make that entry procedure for our fans a little bit smoother as they're coming in. But our third-party security vendor, they have higher numbers than they've had in a while. Obviously, the law enforcement is very important, and their numbers are tracking very well. So we should be at full capacity Saturday, and it should be a great experience for people when they come to the gates.
How far away are your law enforcement personnel coming from, JR?
There's 13. Auburn, obviously, Lee County, Montgomery City, Montgomery County. Up probably don't go higher than Alex City to the north. But, yeah, those guys and ladies do a really good job. You know, we're asking people that don't normally deal with Auburn students to come in, and we're really focused on the customer service piece of that. Obviously, we want everybody to stay safe, but we also want to make sure that when we're interacting with the public, when we're interacting with our student body, that they have a good experience, and make sure that if someone is breaking the law, that we take care of that, but also show a little grace as well.
Website has tons of information in these final 48 hours or so before the game gets going. Questions can be answered online if they want to go there.
Absolutely. AUBGameDay.com. We also have established Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram link that will have game day information updated continuously. So if you're on any of those social media platforms, follow Auburn Game Day, and hopefully we can get some information out. And Waze is another great thing that we have the ability to update on game day. So if a road is blocked or there's something happening that you can't get through, we can publish that on Waze and hopefully provide a great experience.
Thank you, Jeremy. We certainly appreciate it, buddy.
War Eagle.
We'll see you on Saturday.
Yep.
Great stuff. Jeremy Roberts, Associate Athletics Director for Operations here as we get set to wrap up tonight's edition of Tiger Talk. Andy, your final thoughts before Game 1 of the season.
Thank goodness it's almost here. That's my final thought. We're on the air at 3. Great pregame. It would be good to have everybody with us at the stadium on Saturday night.
Anybody else in the building relate to that? Thank goodness it's finally here.
Absolutely.
Anybody a little fired up? Yes, indeed. All right. Thank you very much for being with us. By the way, an update from the AU Soccer Complex. No score between Auburn and West Virginia. And they've been going at it for nearly a half hour or so at the AU Soccer Complex there. No score between Auburn and West Virginia. Come to AL.com for all you need to know about college football. AL.com is a place for deep pre- and post-game coverage. Follow the AL.com Auburn Tigers Facebook page and read the stories at AL.com. That's for everything Auburn fans need to know. We also want to remind you about our friends at StubHub. They are the place to go for your Auburn tickets. A couple of weeks from now, Penn State game. That's a sellout. You're going to want tickets. Go to StubHub and make sure that you get in the gates at Jordan-Hare Stadium for that matchup. That'll wrap things up. Our thanks to the staff and management at Baumhower's Victory Grille in Auburn. We're going to be back here next Thursday night at 6 o'clock Central Time as we'll recap Mercer and preview San Jose State. The general manager of the Auburn Sports Network is Ben Harling. Our engineer is Tim Walker. Video producer, Jacob Hillman. Our studio producer, Anthony Lowe.
Tony!
For our special guests tonight,
10.
Brent Crouch, Brian Harson, TJ Finley, Jeremy Roberts. For the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham, I'm Brad Law. Thanks for listening to Tiger Talk on the Auburn Sports Network.
You've been listening to Tiger Talk, presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. Tonight's show has also been brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health. Together, we can create the best opportunity to support health and well-being for all Alabamians. By the simple Southern goodness of Golden Flake, celebrating 65 years as the official salty snack of the Auburn Tigers. Alabama Power. At Alabama Power, we give 100% to achieve 99.9% dependability. Our commitment helps deliver power for a better Alabama. And by Wind Creek Hotel and Casino. With 3 Alabama locations in Atmore, Montgomery, and Wetumpka, you can escape every day at Wind Creek Hotel and Casino and WindCreekCasino.com. Tiger Talk is an exclusive presentation of the Auburn Sports Network, a division of Playfly Sports.